Hi, Kelly Swanson here. In today's video, I want to give you some quick tips on how to tell your business story. I get asked that question all the time. How do we tell our story? How do we get our message out to the world? And the first thing I always say is know the difference between facts and a story. I asked one company, I said, well, what is your story? And they said, well, we started in 1942 with the candle and the wagon and Earl. I'm like, that's great. And it could be made a little more interesting. But let me first say, it's not a story. That's a list of facts. And a list of facts is not a story. A story is about an experience. A story is about someone who had a pain and a desire, and there was a fix to it. There was a solution. And this should be good news to you, and no matter what your business is, because if you're trying to write a business story, if you have a business, then you are providing solutions to the pains and desires of the people that you serve. So the first thing I would tell you is that it's not as much about telling your story as it is about telling theirs. People don't give a rat's rear end about your story. They care about theirs. They care about what you can do in their own lives. They care about their own problems and the emotions that are attached to them and the solutions to those problems. So the first thing in creating your business story is an understanding that this story needs to not just be about you and your business and how you started. It needs to be about somebody that you serve and somebody whose life has been changed because of your business. You need to start by looking at what their story is. If you've ever had a customer, then you've got a story. You can start with a customer's testimonial story. Now, we all know that that it is important to put a human face on your business. Or maybe you don't know that. Maybe you're still trying to sell facts and figures and information and bullet points and on brochures. Well, that's not going to cut it. People buy you first. They buy the one talking. If you're the salesperson, they're buying into you first. They're connecting with you on an emotional level before they're even going to decide whether they're going to believe what you say. So whoever's talking and telling this business story has an opportunity to make a personal connection. The salesperson can do that. The vendor in the trade show can put a human face on themselves. The one in customer service who's tasked with now helping you work through this problem as a customer that you have. So you have an opportunity to tell a little bit about your own personal story as part of this business story. You also want to put a human face, yes, on the business, the we. It's not people don't do business with systems and buildings. They do business with people. What does your team look like? Who are they? It's not teams, it's Sarah. So you're probably scratching your head thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, this is completely different. We wanted to just sit down, whip out a business story in a couple of minutes and call it a day. It's not as easy as that. It takes a little bit more work, especially if you aren't used to thinking about having to make an emotional connection. Yeah, it's just easier to give them the facts, but it also doesn't get you the business. So therefore, go to my free gift page and get the book, Work Through the Story Formula book that explains how story works, how you put it together. It will make you think about what your story, your personal story is, what your company's story is, and what your customer story is. Because at the end of the day, you want a marriage of all three. If you're too lazy to do that, or don't have time, and you're like, no, I want a shortcut, then here's the shortcut. I would say, instead of crafting your business story, craft a testimonial story instead. And go to one story about a dramatic one where the payoff was big and the pain in the beginning was big. Go write a story of what this customer went through and how your business helped them through that. And inject into the story personal pieces of the people who helped, of you, your team, Sarah in accounting. Bring in other people so that we don't just see it as this faceless business who helped. We see it as these people helped these people. And then the story could sort of end at, this is why we love the work we do, or this is why I love the work that I do, because at the end of the day, I get to help people like Fred and Joe make their lives better. Try to keep it simple and succinct. It's something you should spend more time than this looking at. So come back to my channel for more tips, or go get a copy of the book on kellysfreegift.com. So have fun, go tell your story, and then send me the results of what happened. I'd love to hear. Bye.